All right, what's going on? So the trench that I was referencing, okay, this is the dirt that you're gonna get out of it right here. You're gonna keep that in your wheelbarrow because you're gonna use this dirt to fill in the last trench that you dig. So right here, I got it spaced out. These are 5 foot wide. That's a 20 foot long space. So this is your grow area that you will grow in. Okay, what I did was, because this has a flat edge, you can get a spade too with a rounded edge, whatever your dirt consists of. But what you're seeing here is this has already been plowed and this has already been disked up. Okay, so in your environment, if you're in an urban setting, you're gonna have to use a tiller, right? And then you're gonna get your pitchfork and you're gonna have to break this area up manually as well before you start digging. So it just can be easier for you. So once you start digging, come a little closer. Once you start digging, right, you'll see this is what your trench should look like right here. So this is about 1.5 foot. You can measure this, or about 2 feet really. About 1.5 foot. You can measure this by your shovel, and this is going to give you enough space so when you're in here in the trench, you can go this way as well. Okay, you can scoop it like this, whatever. But either way, this is what a 12-inch trench would look like. You would then take your pitchfork and you would stick it in here, and you would just pull back and work that dirt up to another foot. Not using a shovel, but the pitchfork, which should be also 1 foot long as well, with the forks on the end. So you get there and you work it until you're able to literally drop your pitchfork inside that dirt, and it comes up over the forks in a sense. So that's how you know that area is worked. It's best to go ahead on and do it. Yes, it is very labor intensive. It may even take you about 2 days. But again, 2 days versus not having to mess with it for 3.5 years to 5, I think is worth it. And that's per bed. So if you want, 2 or 5 beds, think about that. It's going to take you about 2 days per bed if you're going to do it manually this way. But when I tell you, your results are going to be amazing. That dirt is going to be worked. You're not going to have to worry about thick dirt. So come a little closer to. I'm gonna show you the inside of it. This is what most dirt looks like, especially like on agricultural land that has been farmed with either corn, soybeans, cotton, all that type of stuff, all of those chemicals. This is why this dirt is so hard up in here, right? So this whole space right now, for one, is getting aerated, but it's about to be kind of similar to looking like this all the way down. Your bed is going to be light, it's going to be airy, it's going to be plenty of space for your roots and stuff to develop and grow, and you're going to enjoy the results that you get. So I just wanted to give you a visual of what it's going to actually look like and how much labor it may do. This took me about all of maybe like 5 real minutes, maybe 10 real minutes. I was working pretty fast, but realistically, it'll probably take you about 15 minutes. And you just go from here. So going forward, how you will go forward is you need a board, maybe like a wood board, and you would place it here for another foot, right? So you would place your board about right here, and you would work this, and how it would look is you would just take it like that, and you're gonna pile that up on this, right? And you're just gonna work it. Now, you are gonna have to, let's say, fill your trench in more until you get down base level. So it's okay to leave it in the trench, but you may want to pile some up here on the edge just so you can, have a nice workspace, okay? So I'll give you an example. All right. Okay? Now you see that? And it gets easier as you go forward because all you're doing is pressing down, you know, and pushing the dirt forward. Now, once this gets full, you'll see the dirt right here. You see your roots and stuff, they can't grow through this, okay? They cannot grow through that. That's why you have to work your soil. All of these aggregates and stuff like this, they're very large, very thick, and not good for the soil health. That is why you import compost. So another thing, right? Your dirt is actually leading into it, gonna look like this, fluffed up, okay, on your first trench. And this is gonna be done with each trench. So what happens, your dirt, come here. You're gonna see the trench look just like this down here once the dirt is fluffed up, okay? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna come in with like a 2-inch to 3-inch, preferably 3 if you can afford it, but you're gonna come in with about a 2-inch layer of compost, right? All the way through. And you're gonna repeat that process. Literally, each trench that you dig, which should be about 1 foot to 1.5 feet wide, you're gonna work it. Then you're gonna make sure you can, like I say, drop your pitchfork, make sure it can stay, you know, and cover the forks. Then it's time to work in that compost on the top, and then you're gonna work it in again, and then go on to the next trench. And you're gonna go over and over and over again till you get to the 20-foot spot. And then you're gonna use this here to fill in your last trench that you dig, okay? So then what happens is you may have a small mound or an elevated bed, right? And all you're gonna do is get one of a hard rake and spread it out to your desired depth or desired height on your mound. And then what you're gonna come back over top of it is you're gonna come back with a 3-inch layer, preferably, or 2-inch layer of compost over top. You can till it in, okay? You can till this in, and that'll be your soil, okay? And then you'll be ready for planting. You'll be ready for your bed. Your bed has then been worked at least 2 feet into the ground. Plenty of root space, plenty of things to be able to do. As far as like for your roots to be able to grow, to be able to flourish. So then even when it rains, you don't have to deal with standing rain because now your soil is able to drain well. That's what they mean by well-drained soil. It's just soil that's loose. The rain is able to travel down. The roots are able to move freely. So you have now well-drained soil after you do this method. Like I say, 2 days and not having to touch it again for 3 to 5 years. Of course, you're gonna have to come and, put your pitchfork in if you're gonna be, growing for the next season to loosen up that dirt to get it to plant again. But that's all you're gonna have to do. So a little hard work for long-term success. And this is the example, man. So hope you enjoy it, and I hope you are able to take advantage of it in your grow area.